Welcome to Land, Erosion, and Deposition. You're with Miss Blumenthal today, Grade 4, Earth Science, Module 3. At the completion of this video, you'll need to log into your Google Classroom to finish your activities. So let's take a look at how to do that. Open your web browser, type in classroom.google.com, enter. You'll come to your sign-in page. Your email address that you will always use for your Google Classroom account is your student ID number, which is a 6-digit number that you use for lunch, at philasd.org. So it will be 6 digits, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you put in for lunch. Hold the shift key and press the 2 for the @ sign at philasd.org. So that's your student ID number at philasd.org. For the purpose of this video, I will use my email address because you will need to know it anyway, cekennedy@philasd.org. Click Next. You'll come to your password. You've been given your password on an index card. Try to memorize it if you can. It is a short word with 4 digits behind it. No spaces, no capitals. I will enter my password here. You will enter your password here. Click Next. And you are in. This is your Google Classroom. You will see your classes posted here. You will know you are in when your initials or your picture, depending on if you've added a picture, will be here. Click on your classroom and you did it. When you know you did it, send me a note. Post your note here. And you're done. Landforms, black caves, steep canyons, rolling hills, U-shaped valleys, giant arches. If we had a time machine and took it back to this very place 5,000 years ago, what would it look like? What about 5,000 years from now? The surface of the earth is always changing. Welcome, I'm Miss Blumenthal. In this lesson, we will learn how landforms are in constant change due to erosion and deposition. In our last unit, we learned that water cycles through land and atmosphere, but every molecule of it is saved. Likewise, land builds up and wears down, but never disappears. It simply changes shape and is moved. We know that chemical and physical weathering breaks rock into smaller pieces called sediment. So we know how a rock's shape can change. But these sediments are also moved, creating new landscapes over time. Erosion is the process that moves bits of rock or soil from one place to another by gravity, liquid water, ice like glaciers, and wind. But matter, which is land and everything else we know, cannot be created nor destroyed. So if it is moved, where does it go? Eventually, the force that is carrying sediments, such as flowing water or blowing wind, will die down or slow down, or meet an equal and opposite force, and those sediments will come to rest in another place. This is called deposition. Let's put this all together. Land changes through weathering, erosion, and deposition. Land is carved and worn away by water that is frozen or flowing. Sediment is carried any way the wind blows. Shifting soil and sand. Gravity pulls all things downward: water, rock, soil, sediment. Sediments are carried downriver where they are deposited. Erosion is when land wears down. Deposition is when land builds up. Earth as we know it, the Grand Canyon, the arches of Utah, Happy Valley of Pennsylvania, all formed by erosion. The Mississippi Delta, deposition of sediments from the mighty Mississippi River. Land builds up and wears down. We learn that the unique and beautiful features of our landscape are shaped through erosion and deposition. Erosion is the process that carries sediments by gravity, wind, ice, and water. Deposition builds new forms of land when the forces that carry sediment are met with an equal and opposite force, and the sediment comes to rest.